ISIS is claiming responsibility for more and more attacks inside Afghanistan, including one earlier this week that killed 2 U.S. service members. It all comes as President Trump is weighing his options for a way forward that could include sending more troops or pulling the remaining American forces out. But the Wall Street Journal editorial board is arguing against pulling out, saying it's the wrong move, writing, quote, walking away from Afghanistan or overruling his generals to satisfy the isolationism of his political base would show that he is more like Barack Obama than he, meaning the president, would like to admit. Joining us now, Michael Waltz, former Green Beret commander, counterterrorism advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney, Fox News contributor. Nice to see you, Michael.
Thanks, Leland.
It's interesting because it seemed as though Secretary Mattis was so close to getting his way and getting an extra 5,000 or so troops. Do you understand where this pullback idea from the president is now coming?
You know, look, I think the Wall Street Journal article was right in that it's playing to this isolationist strand, you know, not only with the president, but within the Republican Party. You know, it's easy to say, hey, we've been there way too long, it's cost us way too much, let's just get out, let's just pull the troops home. But I cannot understate how much of a mistake that would be. You know, just pulling everybody out.
Is that the same lesson we learned in Iraq, that pulling them out, fulfilling that campaign promise from President Obama was a mistake?
Absolutely. Look, if we pull out, Leland, Al-Qaeda will reconstitute, ISIS will reconstitute. They will do that in the wake of Taliban gains, and then we will be faced with an Islamic State in Afghanistan that not only can threaten the United States again, but importantly, it will destabilize Pakistan right next door with 10 times the population of Iraq and with nuclear weapons. So I think it would be, you know, President Trump risks being to Afghanistan what Obama was to Iraq in terms of completely giving away our gains and giving rise to an Islamic State, but it would be far, far, far worse of a mistake. We need to stay engaged with the Afghan government, who are our allies. It will be a low level of support over a long period of time, much like we did with the Colombian government against the FARC guerrillas.
You talk about a low level of support in an Islamic government. Islamic government, the Taliban was really what sort of everyone knew was an Islamic government back when they controlled Afghanistan before 9/11. Almost 16 years now that America has been at war. Just in the past year, we've lost American soldiers in Yemen, in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Iraq, and Somalia. We had the 2 who were just killed in Afghanistan. Do Americans need to just sort of get used to this idea that we are going to send our boys overseas to countries far, far away and lose them on a continual basis?
Look, I think the American people need to hear from our leadership and from our commander-in-chief that we are engaged in an existential global war against Islamic extremism. And that's right. And these new battlefields, whether it's Iraq, Afghanistan, or Yemen, are the battlefields against extremism, much like Germany, South Korea, and Colombia were the battlefields against communism. We are in a global war that is going to take a very long time because we're fighting an idea, and ideas are very difficult to kill. It's not like just bombing a tank like we did in Desert Storm against Iraq.
All right. Appreciate your time, sir. Thanks as always.